time to wake up.
Good morning.
How do you know it's morning?
Well, that's usually when people set alarms for, James.
Now they might be having an afternoon nap.
The only things that take afternoon naps are cats and you.
Which, interestingly, are the only two things I'm allergic to.
All right, what time is it?
I don't know. We're not in the room with them.
Or are we? We could be hiding in the wardrobe.
Anyway.
Just wake up!
And then, could you poke some toast under the wardrobe door? I'm starving.
Good morning, guys. Oh wow, Sonic's doing a lot of cleaning, and Fatty over here is kind of active, I guess. And my new right snails are doing alright, which is the red spotted. Unfortunately, we found out what these little spots are, and we've got a lot of work to do. So the problem is, basically, is the tank has actually got infested with these type of bugs that we reckon is from either the snails or from the plant itself. And we've also discovered that there is 3 more detritus worms in there, and they are very well known to actually overwhelm the tank. And I have actually seen actual evidence of photos of them when they are fully grown. At the moment we are capturing them, like we've seen them on camera and we've seen a few pictures, and they are floating around the tank at the moment, and I think they are only buoyant to things like wind in the fish tank, which I know it sounds stupid when I say that, but they do actually have, like, fish do actually have like a bit of wind in the tank, so like it does push them occasionally, so that's just the force of the energy that is actually inside the water, if that makes sense. So basically, in the tank over there, there's a lot of problems. We have to clean all the algae because it's overwhelmed the tank, which we knew that from day one. But now we've got an entire infestation of mites and these little sluggish things. I can't actually remember their little name, but they're not harmful, but it can be rather overwhelming for the fish tank, and it can be quite a heck of a problem. So there's a lot of pests in there which I didn't exactly want to deal with, and unfortunately this is the first time I've actually ever started this fish tank up, and I know this is, like, you know, the 16th 17th episode. Well, actually no, it's 18th now, actually. I should say probably 17. I've lost count of how many episodes. I think it's 17, this one. But basically, this episode is quite sad because we've had to push back the day when the fish are actually having to come back, because as I've proven in previous episodes from the past several months, or sorry, several weeks I should say, this does actually affect me, but not in a bad way. It affects me in a positive way, but when these problems occur, it causes me a lot of anxiety, which respectfully, if you're a fish owner, you're going to have issues like that. And you know, if anybody's a pet owner, you know what the boundaries are. You know you have to do stuff to help them out. But in this instance, we are actually having to move the fish out, which we've already done, put them into a separate home, which that can be quite scary for the animals. But luckily, we were quite lucky with them because they already trust us. They already know that they're in a safe environment, so they know that they are not like completely scared. They are very chilled. So they do actually, which I've learned through animals, they can actually they can respond through echo waves through human emotions, and they can feel that very quickly. And it's the same with every animal that you can find anywhere out there in the wild. It's like, as long as you just respect the animal. Obviously, if it's a wild animal, obviously you're going to be cautious. But with but these fish are very small, and they're only about, hard to believe it, only about this wide, which is only tiny, and that's just Spot's size, which, in case anybody is new to the channel, Spot is basically a mountain minnow, white cloud mountain minnow with a bit of a black spot on his head. That's why I call him Spot. He is the alpha of the tank, and he is extremely very dominant, basically. I wouldn't say extremely. That's a bit of a tough word for him. I'd say that he's very calm, very relaxed. He's like me, basically, in a sense, and he's very chilled when he wants to you know, interact with the crowd. And with the fish as well, they all trust him. And like, as I say, Grumpy is a second male I have. He's also a mountain minnow, but also he does a lot of, like, you know, a lot of stuff behind the scenes, like a lot of other stuff. But he does tend to challenge Spot quite a bit, but that's probably because of, like, mating season and all that stuff, and trying to, you know, get with the girls and all that stuff. But the thing is, with owning fish, you have to like, you know the boundaries of what problems there are. And any fish person will say that looking after a fish tank can be difficult, but as long as you know what you're doing, then you can actually do it in a certain way that can't cause any problems. And my mum and I have been working together hard as a team to get this working, and 6 weeks later we get bugs and problems. It didn't start getting problems until we put the plant in, and my mum said it was going to happen. Unfortunately, the apple snails have completely decimated the live plant, which is amazing. But we're also going to be putting another plant in from my mum's fish tank, which we're currently using, which is actually technically my own, but we use them. We use that fish tank for a temporary disposal if needed. If we need to actually, like, move them over to another tank if necessary, because it's very, as I'm going to say now, and I know this video is very long, but like this clip I'm doing right now is, you have to do certain things to basically not stress out the animal. And if you basically do too much stressing with the animal, they'll either jump to save their lives, or to save themselves, or to kill themselves, so they don't get to feel that feeling again, because the stress can you know, can cause problems, and it can also cause problems in the long run. And I've actually watched videos where this lady, who's an American, put a goldfish into basically a bowl, like just a mixing bowl, and it was a plastic bowl as well, and she put like a big net and everything, and she was cleaning out the whole fish tank. And by the way, she thought that she was doing the right thing. And actually, after watching that footage, it reminded me the first time how I started doing YouTube. And I can tell you, when I started doing aquarium care, and I can tell you for a bloody fact that it is not what you're supposed to be doing. You are stressing the animal out, you're taking them out, you're causing more issues in the long run, and then they'll die very quickly afterwards. But it takes amount of time. Even the smallest of things can cause a massive catastrophe for any animal. So this is why I have to be super careful when you're making decision makings with fish. And I nearly actually killed all of my fish by mistake in my last place. Not my last place, but you know what I mean, my tank. But that's just the point though. The point is to never move your animal. Once the animal is safe, feeling safe, but also content in their home, then they won't react as badly as some places. Because if you do it too much, it really screws with their lifespan and it really messes with them. Because if you do that, it causes health problems in the long run. And I know this because I've experienced it. Oh, Fatty's active. Hey buddy, how you doing? Your big siphon's coming out. God, it's good to see him actually. It's nice to see him. I haven't seen him active all day. It's very nice. It's been very nice to see him. Or her. Whatever gender. Eh. What a nice day. So, recently, as I was saying in the previous part of this video, I was just talking about how to look after like fish and all that stuff. And today, we just about sorted out the fish tank, which I ain't gonna lie, was a nightmare to sort out. We still got the Tritus worms, but unfortunately we've learnt that there's a lot more in there, so we're hoping to kill them off by fish. The fish should go in there and kill them off, like eat them up. But if you guys have any tips on sorting out this fish, like the fish tank situation, please let us know in the comments so we can obviously combat them a little bit better. Yeah, like as I say, like there's not a lot of what you can say or do, but I ain't gonna lie, it's been stressful, very stressful for me, because it really did actually, like, it does a lot of, like, does tend to do a massive number on me, stress wise. So it's kind of crazy what you see in the fish world and the world that we do to keep them going.
But no, it's something stranger.
Jeez. Well, that blue sky has now disappeared into a cloud. Pretty crazy, I ain't gonna lie. Obviously you can only see a tiny bit of blue sky, but yeah, you know, it is as it is. Bloody British weather. So how is these guys doing? One of my neurites, one of my big neurites are here. So he's chilling, or she is. Then I've got my little shrimp, one of my minnows. But I also saw today that it shed its skin. Fantastic. No, it's brilliant. It means it's growing. But looking at this shrimp, I saw something that that amazed me. There's something underneath its body. I'm starting to think that is eggs. Are these eggs? Am I gonna have baby and mano shrimp? Is that mum? Is that gonna be a mum? God, look at it. Oh my god, they are too. No way. There is eggs all inside. Oh my word. That is mad. Little eggs inside her little body. Fantastic. She's just whiffing away all the poo that she can't eat, bless her. That is amazing. I've never actually thought I would actually see a shrimp actually show or carry eggs underneath its fins to help it glide across the water. That is amazing. That is amazing. Wow, I did not expect that, especially from a shrimp. If they are that happy, she's obviously developed eggs to obviously look after before she makes the next generation. So obviously the male, the smaller body of that other mano shrimp must be a male. Wow, that's insane. I'm starstruck, actually. Dang. Sorry if the camera's a little bit blurry, but yeah, like, this is insane. I can't believe it. I might actually have baby shrimp. Wow. One of the things I actually haven't mentioned yet is that we've done an entire tank clean because of issues that we've had recently. We didn't expect that there was a algae spike this bad. The quality in the water was very bad. We did not expect it. We knew it was a bad problem, but we've had to change a ton of stuff just to make it easier. The plant that was sat there, that's no longer there because the snails have completely eaten it. So that's now no longer a thing. We're still bringing over the other plant, but we need to train them into eating shrimp food so they can actually eat their own little meal. As I say, things have definitely changed since you've seen this tank. So what I mean by problems, I mean issues that caused a lot of overwhelming problems within the tank, which we needed to deal with. We've had to move everything around, as you saw in the footage, and we've had to move the eaten away plant. And I did some research, and apparently plant is like a drug to these snails, so they'll keep going at it until it's completely gone. So I'm hoping this other plant that we put in is going to be directed away by putting other fish food or shrimp food, as I said a minute ago in that, which that's what my mum and I were discussing earlier. But it's going to be an interesting one, really, because the fish tank is still, excuse me, I had a little, we've had to do a lot to it just to try and change the problems that occurred. So before I put this in, epilepsy warning, please skip this clip if you've got flashing light issues. This is going to be a very bright thing, so please divert your view away from it. This might be longer than expected, so please keep skipping until probably about an extra 20 seconds. I don't know yet, but let's just see how it goes. But please, for your own discretion, just be cautious. So here we are. So this is what I mean by changing the filter. So we've had to change the filter drastically. So the filter had to re-change. So everything you're seeing in here is completely changed. So the filter originally wasn't filling up properly with water. So obviously now that's water is starting to fill in and dampen out everything. So we know this because the last time we had issues, the algae basically overwhelmed the entire system. So this all here was all green underneath this pipe. So all this was full of algae underneath this algae span here. So all this neck here underneath there where the water's coming out, which I'm going to show you, had all this algae where those water is splashing onto. So this caused a ton of problems in the long run. So we had to, again, we've had to redo everything and change it. So that's still in the same position. We are hoping to get another new nitrate bag. Shout out to Rebecca, who gave that info. I don't know if she's about anymore. I've been trying to you know, catch up with her, but unfortunately that's never gonna happen. She's just staying away now. I don't know. I think there's just issues with the internet, but again, it's just one of them things. We're still getting bugs, as you can see, a little brown like bug mite. We still got that, but it's not as bad as it was before. We've had to like vacuum the entire tank. Obviously you can still see, you can't see on the camera, but there's a little bug here moving around. Here we go, you can just about see him. Then there's a few detritus worms, and there's Mum again. There's Mum. There she is. She's absolutely massive. She must have 1,000 eggs on her body, because these eggs are microscopic, so they must be tiny. Wow. That's insane. So is she gonna like lay them or something? Yeah, you can see the eggs. Oh my god. No way, you can see the eggs. You can see the little eggs. No way. Wow. There's hundreds of them. Wow. She's a bloody mum, I can tell you that much. Wow. That's insane. Well, I hope to see some eggs emerging, like releasing. And one of my wood shrimp is back out. I haven't seen him since we've redone everything. Then we've got Fatty over here. So he's there, sleeping. I know where the other snail is. He's funny enough. You can just about see him in the reflection. He's right there, just behind here, and just behind the plant. They're asleep at the moment, so obviously it's been quite overwhelming for them. So it's been quite a change. Unfortunately, it is quite stressful for every person in here. The poor shrimp were just racing around everywhere, like this little girl here. She was racing around, and then the other shrimp was racing around, and the wood shrimp, however, just stayed in the position. So obviously she was quite cautious. But bless these little guys, they've gone through a lot for the past 24 hours.
Generational. I can pass down my nephew and his kids and all that. It's mine now, basically. I don't want to buy a house. I live for myself. And I'm scared of ghosts. I've seen enough movies to know that ghosts only haunt houses. Not one-bedroom apartments. I've seen enough Hollywood movies to know that ghosts only haunt rich people's houses in the suburbs, preferably with a newborn baby. Because they got way too much to lose. Shit is high stakes. I live by myself. I got nothing to lose. A ghost come haunt me, I just move. Ghost come to where's I lose my security deposit. Fuck it, you know? What's a ghost gonna do? He's gonna follow me from unit to unit. Start knocking on my life fixtures and shit. I'm like, hey, dog, go ahead. It's not mine. We both get evicted, okay? Like, you don't want to be a homeless ghost. And if you really think about it, what kind of loser ghost haunts an apartment? That means that ghost might die in an apartment. He didn't die a homeowner. I got no respect for that shit. He comes home and start talking shit to him like, hey, dog, what was your credit score when you died, though? Like, for real. My dad is also an actor, but he started acting after I did. Because he was like, it's so easy, you can do it, I can. I'm like, that fine. If you think my life's so easy, why don't you go to some open call auditions and you understand how hard it is, how much rejection I face every day at my job. He was like, okay. And he went to all these auditions and he started booking everything. It's a true story. He got on this show in China, in mainland China, called Little Daddy, Xiaobaba. 500 million people watch that show. It's like the Big Bang Theory of China, and Richard blew up. And he was like, this isn't easy, I don't know. your answer? We just let everything go? After everything we've been through, our ship, our home, you want to lose the Rossi?
You mean the ship that we stole from